Hi everyone, this is the continuation of deadlock. We have already seen what is a deadlock and what are the methods of handling deadlock, such as in that four methods we have already seen deadlock prevention, avoidance, detection, and finally we are seeing the deadlock recovery in this. Deadlock recovery is nothing but in this the system is allowed to get into the deadlock state, and after occurrence of the deadlock it is getting detected, and the deadlock recovery is performed in that system. And this deadlock recovery is categorized into two types. One is process termination, and the second one is resource preemption. First, let us see what is process termination. In this, if a system gets entered into the deadlock, then the process which was all present in the deadlock state will get terminated. Since each process is holding a resource and which was requested by the another process, these are the situation for occurrence of deadlock, right? So whenever all the process which was holding and forming a cycle in that system, if gets terminated, then the resource which was held by that process will also get terminated. So the deadlock state will be recovered in this. And first one is aborting all the process which was present in that deadlock state, and second one is instead of aborting all the process, we will be aborting one process at a time until recovering the system from deadlock cycle and eliminating the cycle. That is nothing but, for example, if we consider there are four processes which was in a deadlock state, and one process which was lastly requested by two resources is the cause for occurrence of deadlock. Previously there are three resource process which was executing in that system, and that three resources have already worked on multiple resources. For example, it is worked on process P1 is working on 10 resources, and it has completed all the works, and process P2 is have completed its work on 15 resources, and process P3 is working on 5 resources. What to say, if in first situation if we abort all the process P1, P2 and P3 which was already worked with multiple resources more than 5, 10 and 15 will be lost, and again it has to enter the system and it must process all those resources. It is a waste of time, and it delays the performance of the system. In that state, we will be using this second methodology of aborting one process at a time until the system is getting recovered from the deadlock. Okay, in such a situation, as I have said, if there are four processes P1, P2, P3 and P4, and all these processes are working on n number of resources previously, and P4 is holding only few resources, and it is the reason for occurrence of deadlock. Then if we will be removing the process which is allocated last in the system for aborting one process at a time, right? In that state, if the process P4 is getting eliminated from the system and the system is from uh, uh, system is free from deadlock cycle, then we can assure that the system is in safe state. In such a situation, the work which was completed by the process P1, P2 and P3 will not be waste, right? So instead of aborting all the process at a time, aborting one process at a time is an efficient way in this situation. Okay, and the process aborting from the deadlock state must be considered of these 6 points. Okay, these are so important while selecting the victim process. In this, first we have to see the priority of that process. Okay, that is, what is the priority of that process. If the process is of high priority, we must not select it as a victim process. And second one is that we have to see how long the process has been computed. That is, if in that situation If a process is holding more than n number of resources and it has completed multiple works of the resources, we are not supposed to eliminate that particular resource.